So sorry it cut off. So he was arguing with me on like what order to get things done, and it's just like, dude, you made me come all the way over here, you told me what you needed, like let me freaking do it and like get off my back. And he just got pissed about it, and he's like, you know what, get the fuck out of here, like no, like fuck you, like get out of here. And I just started yelling at him. Like I've yelled at him before, but that was like we were having a screaming match. And I was like, you know, I that's when I kind of really realized like I don't owe him any ounce of respect. Like if I want to cuss him the fuck out, like I will, because you're nobody to me. I'm literally here doing a favor for you for no fucking reason. So I was just yelling at him, and my mom was just standing there like, you know, begging us to stop. And I was like, no, like get the fuck out of my face. Like I'm not leaving. I didn't drive all the way over here for you to like tell me to get the fuck out of here. I was like, no, you get the fuck out of here. Like I'm gonna do what you asked me for, and like that's that. So eventually I ended up doing it, and then after he's like trying to act like nothing fucking happened. But from there I like really doubled down, like I'm not going to unblock him. Like I don't want to have a relationship with this man. And it started turning into like my mom telling me like, come on, just give him a call, like nothing's gonna happen. And it's like, it's not about what's gonna fucking happen. Like if I said I don't want to fucking talk to him, I don't want to talk to him. um so then at some point I like moved again, because a few friends saw how I was living, and they were just like, what in the fuck, like no dude, like come stay with us, like we got you, don't worry. So I went and moved in with them, and literally shortly after, we needed to vacate the house temporarily because they were gonna do some like emergency like remodeling with the plumbing. So I called up my parents, and this is back in May. I called up my parents and I was like, hey, you know, we need to vacate the house for a bit. I'm thinking to go back to where I was at. But I need to pick up this inflatable bed I left at the house. And I was talking to my mom, and she was just like, okay, well, can you come pick it up later because I'm not home right now? And mind you, again, just back in May, like I still had it in me where it's like I just had this tiny bit of hope that they would be like, oh, it's just a few days, like come stay with us at the house. Like, why would you go into the shitty place you were temporarily staying at, you know, like just come stay with us? But no, she was just like, well, can you come pick up the bed later because, you know, I'm busy right now. And I was just like, God, okay. And I remember like well, that was that. We hang up. She calls me back within like 3 minutes, and she's like, isn't that your brother's bed anyway? And I'm like, no, that's my bed. Like I had bought this nice inflatable bed, like that's mine. And she's like, well, that's not what your brother said. And I'm like, it's fucking Tuesday, dude. Like he has a bed in the house. Like, do you need the bed? Like, does he need the bed right now? Like, I'm telling you that I don't have anywhere to stay. So I'm going back to the same shitty place that I was at, and you can't even spare me a fucking bed. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like, I'll just go buy one. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I remember, like, I just broke down crying, and I went to my friends that I was living with. And I'm just like, dude, like, why do I keep letting them disappoint me? Like, I keep clinging onto this hope that they're gonna change, and they don't. So I'm pretty sure that was the last time I let them disappoint me. But I ended up just coming back to where I was previously staying, stayed here for like a week or two. The remodeling they were doing ended up just extending way longer than it should have. So I was displaced for a little longer, and then eventually we just ended up moving in back in while they were still remodeling. And to this day, like unfortunately the house is not done. I feel so bad for them, but that's besides the fact. So that was that. And mind you, the house I grew up in, the household, I didn't experience much love and affection. And it was just a very quiet household. Like, it's just so fucking quiet. Like, when I would leave to do things, I would just see whoever was standing and be like, okay, bye. Like, leaving. Like, no hugs, no kisses. It was just like that. Like, it was a really cold environment. Um, whatever pain I was dealing with at the time, like, I just would get home, go to my room, cry about it, go to sleep. Like, there was no one to talk to, no one to, like, really argue with. I was very just to myself. Um, so then, uh, so then I was staying at the friend's house for quite some time, but it was just so hard getting used to now being in a completely new environment. I feel like I thrive just being on my own because that's ultimately like what I had to live with. And it was really hard adjusting to now living with, I think it was like 6 other people, and majority being women. There was only one guy there. And it's just so many hormones every day, all day, all month. And it was so hard to adjust. Mind you, that I'm already going through it mentally, and none of these people knew like what I was going through. So I felt so alone. Like, sometimes I wanted to come home and for it to just be quiet, and I wanted to take a nap, and there'd be noise in the background constantly. And it's kind of like a sacrifice to have a roof on your head, but it was starting to mess with my peace. Like, I couldn't figure anything out of all the problems I was dealing with. I didn't feel any more like heard being in a household where like they don't know what I'm going through. Um so eventually, I think like end of November, I decided like I just needed to move back out, especially because I didn't want to get comfortable not like trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. Like, I can't just live off of people forever, especially when like I wasn't fully at peace, like, because I'm constantly like battling with all my fucking thoughts, and then having to like deal with other people's emotions and like not trying to take it personal, and it was hard. So I stayed there for like maybe 7 months before I finally just decided to move back out. And around this time, when I was trying to move back out, I was speaking on the phone with my mom, and my sperm donor was listening in, and they were trying to ask me for like another favor, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, like, I'm busy, I'm in the middle of trying to find somewhere to live. And at this point in time, I genuinely wasn't no longer expecting them to be like, oh, come and live with us. But they didn't say anything, and they're just like, oh, okay, well, I guess. So then they call back, and they were like, oh, have you thought to go back to like where you were before? And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's one thing for you not to offer for me to go back to an actual house and like live with you guys temporarily, or but like for you to call back and be like, go live in the cardboard box again. Like, it's just a shitty feeling. But I no longer like cried that time. I was just like, you guys are idiots, but no thank you. um so that was that, and this was literally like end of November. But then also in end of November, or maybe even like October, I was hanging out with like a lifelong friend, and it was around the time that I had just had my last cleanse, which was November, I believe, or October. I don't know. But I was just so emotional around that time. Like after I got the cleanse, like I would cry about everything, and I was just so confused, and I was scared more than anything that I was just like suicidal. And I hung out with this friend, and I was just crying and crying, and we went to go out. We had a great time, and then somehow like an argument came up, and I ended up blurting out to her what I had been through. And it took her by surprise, and it was just a wild night. I ended up walking home. We went our separate ways. She kept trying to find me, but like that's a whole different situation. But the next day I went to talk to her about it, and she was just asking like, does anybody else know? And up until this point, the only ones that knew were my ex-boyfriend, my mother, now her, and one of the girls that I was living with. She was one of the girls. But she knew about it because literally maybe like in June, she for the first time experienced what it was like to be in front of my sperm donor before she knew anything. And my sperm donor sees her. He's never seen her before. And he like runs up to me and like hugs me tight, and I'm just standing there like a freaking rock. And she just like thought it was a little bit weird. And on a different occasion when we were heading back to the warehouse, her and I, we were talking about something, and I ended up like opening up to her about it. And she was just in disbelief, like the fact that before she knew anything, my sperm donor could literally come up to me and hug me like that, knowing I'm uncomfortable. Like, it put so much into perspective. Like, he's so freaking fake and just like disgusting. And, she got to meet my mom too. And she's just like so fucking fake. Like, how can she sit there and like let this happen? So she knew. And I feel like there's someone else out there that knows that I must have told. But that was it. And then my therapist. And my therapist was the one person that had asked, like, do you want to press charges? And I said no. And I, to this day, don't care to press charges. And I don't wish him bad. Like, I don't, it's not, I don't care, like, what he does with his life. Like, I just need him to leave me alone. And, God can take it up with him when it comes to his karma. Which actually, I'll wait on that. But when I talked to that friend, she had said, does anybody else know? And, have I talked to my brothers? Mind you, that one brother I hadn't talked to for 5 years. So I just kind of gave up on that. Like, I was already built on, like, my parents can disappoint me so bad that I don't expect anything more from anyone else. So, like, I don't care if you're a blood relative to me. Like, if you don't show me the respect I deserve, like, I don't mind cutting you off. Like, I cut them off, I can cut you off. So she was just telling me, like, I should really talk to my sibling about this. And I was very fearful because I knew, like, if it didn't go the way I wanted it to, if basically I got stuck with my mom all over again, it was going to hurt me so bad. And, like, I would have to resort to just cutting them out of my life. And she was like, well, I have a feeling you're scared of telling them because that's exactly what it's going to be. So I was just like, you're right. And since I talked to her, like, I think it was all I could think about for the next 2 weeks. And finally, I decided to just talk to my sibling. And obviously, he was confused and hurt. And I tried to acknowledge that he and I had a different father growing up. Like, he had a good, loving father who bought him a car and, helped him with so many things. And I didn't. I got traumatized instead. So it's just like I try to acknowledge that. So it's like I'm not trying to tear away his father, but I did want him to at least acknowledge that I'd been through something and I just needed someone to be there for me. And I've said from day one, like, I don't need any help or advice because I've really kind of come to terms with the way things are and the way he is, that I don't need anything. And um he kind of had said like, well, I'm going to talk to him and I'm going to confront him and he's going to leave you alone going forward because he's never been confronted, like, and if he doesn't listen to me, like, that's very disrespectful. And if he doesn't listen to me, then I'm going to tell so and so, and like, so he's going to listen to me. So then I see him a week later and I never bothered to ask, like, did he talk to him? Like, because I had no expectations of him talking anyway. But I was just like, let's just see if you keep your word and, something comes out of it. So a week later, I see him and he was like, oh, so I was gonna try to talk to him. But long story short, they end up finding out that my sperm donor has cancer in his eye. And I just sat there kind of like emotionless because what do you want me to feel? I have zero connection to this man. I don't feel pity, that's for fucking sure. But I knew I felt bad that I didn't feel pity. But I just sat there, I'm like kind of soaking it in. And the first thing he says is like, what if like that's his karma? And I was just like, yeah, like I was thinking that too. But then you feel bad too because it's just like, who am I to say what his karma is? Like, what if he's gonna sit here for like a year just like dying in pain and like now my family has to watch him? So it's just like I was feeling bad, I was feeling confused. And I was just like, okay, well now because he's going through this, like you're not gonna talk to him? Which I didn't say that, but he was just like, well, I'm just gonna try to talk to him before Thanksgiving because he wanted me to be part of Thanksgiving, which I personally did not care to be part of because again, it comes with being pressured into something that I don't want to. So he's just like, no, I'm going to talk to him and it's not going to be like that. And finally, one day, like, he does talk to him and he calls me and he's just like, so I went to talk to him and I guess, like, he had a feeling that something was off with how my sibling was acting. But he told him, like, we need to talk. And that he mentioned, like, my sibling mentioned he talked to me. And my sperm donor was like, about what? And he was like, you tell me, like, why would you need to talk to me? And basically he said something along the lines like, if I said anything regarding like abuse, that like I'm lying or it's not what it seems like. And when my brother told me that over the phone, that was like truly the last time like I felt heartbroken. And it didn't compare to any other heartbreak. Like my heart just hurt so bad. I was just thinking to myself like, how can you put me through what you've put me through for 2 decades? And when the gig is up, like when you're finally being called out, you have it in you to call me a fucking liar or to even insinuate that I'm like blowing this shit out of proportion or it's not what it seems like. Ugh, that shit hurt. But or like I ended up just hanging up the phone. I was just like, I can't deal with this right now. We ended up speaking in person later that afternoon and he explained the whole story to me, which didn't do anything for me really. Like I couldn't get past the fact that he would even insinuate that instead of like, you know what, yes, I fucked up. Like don't even try to put my name in the fucking dirt. Like just take accountability for what you've done. So I couldn't get past anything else that was said really. But I knew like how it would go because he's been in that situation before where he was caught up, and so he apologized and cried his crocodile tears and whatever. So sure enough, that's what he gave him. He was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I've tried to apologize. Mind you, let me point out, ever since I started struggling financially, my sperm donor started to like put out large amounts of money to help me. And all I ever thought of it was just like, it's the least you could fucking do. About fucking time. You couldn't even take me into your own fucking home. Like, the least you could do is help me financially, which I'm telling you, it's just like large amounts of money. But I just felt that it was owed to me. And I had also sold my car and I had nothing to get around in. And my sperm donor decided to like buy a truck, and it's under like their name and their insurance, and like I paid nothing. And he handed me this truck and I was just like, it's the least you could fucking do. Like, yeah, I'm gonna take this. Why the fuck not, you know? So when he's talking to my sibling, he was just like, I've been helping her financially and like she still won't forgive me. And it's just like, are you fucking crazy? Like, you're acting like you spilled some fucking milk and I'm mad for 2 decades. Like, no, like you did shit to me multiple times a day, every fucking day for a fucking decade, and then you spent the next decade acting like the fucking victim and dismissing how I felt. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not easy. Some people aren't looking for forgiveness. Like, I'm way past that. Like, I don't care to forgive him to find peace. Like, there's no forgiving him. I can't forgive someone that wasn't genuinely apologetic or remorseful for his actions, and he's not remorseful. But of course, he gave my brother a sob story. And now that he has cancer, he's just like, I don't want to live like this. Like, I don't know what to do. And it's just like, I feel for him, like my sibling, because it's just like, you don't know any better. Like, I've been dealing with this side of him for a decade, where he puts up this fake show, and then in 2 days, he's like over it and he keeps acting like shitty. So my brother kept insisting for me to go to uh, dinner for Thanksgiving. And I just kept thinking, like, I don't want to go. Like, me telling you doesn't change the fact that, like, I still have to be seeing my abuser. And he just unfortunately didn't get it. And I feel like he still doesn't. But it's just like, if someone tried to kill you, and, because the trauma's there. So it's like, if they stabbed at you and shot at you and like, granted, you got to live, would you literally pick up and go to fucking dinner with them the next day? And at that, like, imagine they like stabbed you today and then you healed, and then tomorrow you get shot, and then the next day you get fucking stabbed, and it's like, yeah, you made it through all of this, but do you still want to go and have dinner with this person? Like, no. I don't think anybody does. Or like, then I sit there and think, like, am I overreacting? Like, I don't fucking get it. Am I crazy? Um, so I was just kind of like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And he just kept saying like it would mean so much to me, and it's just like, don't put me in that situation. Like, I get it that it means something to you, but it's like, what about all the years like I have suffered? Like, if it's the one time like I just have some peace to myself, like, why can't you give me that, But again, unless you're in the situation, you will never understand. So I go to this dinner, and the way like the whole layout was fucking set up, like, I was bound to have to say hi to my parents, and I said hi just to like not make it awkward. And eventually I just spent the rest of my evening outside. And before my parents left, my sperm donor comes up to where I was sitting, and he's just lingering there, and I wouldn't look at him because, mind you, this is like after I told my sibling, and my sibling confronted him, and my sibling told him, like, leave me the fuck alone. So he's just standing there, and I know why he's standing there. And someone next to me was just like, oh, so you're leaving? And he's like, yeah, I'm leaving. And he's just standing there. So I look over to him and I shake his hand. And I was like, all right, bye. And the person next to me was like, oh, don't be rude. Like, get up and give him a hug and a kiss. And it's just like, ugh, I respect this person so much, but it's just like, you don't know why I'm not giving him a fucking hug and a kiss. And I hope everyone takes this moment into fucking perspective. Like, don't force any kids to give any hugs or any kisses to anyone. Like, you don't fucking know. And like, the fact that it's even a thing for kids to be kissing grown-ups and stuff, like, which I hate it because I have that with my nephews where I love to like give them a kiss on the cheek and vice versa. But if they weren't comfortable with it, like, I would not fucking press it, like, as a parent, you know? But you guys, this was literally just a month ago where I'm being forced into something that I don't want. And mind you that I stood my ground and I was like, no, it's okay. I already gave him one, like, no. And he just looked at me like disappointed and he walked away and left. But it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, you just spoke to my sibling. They told you to back the fuck off. You don't care. Like, the constant disrespect, guys, it's fucking insane. And like, at this point I was just more angry than anything. Like, the pain is there, but I'm no longer feeling sad for myself, anything. Like, I just feel fucking angry that I keep being dismissed, and like, I'm not fucking around anymore. So I was just like, whatever, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna bring this up to my sibling like another day. So then one day I go to my warehouse and I run into my sperm donor and he approaches me, and it's like he tries to approach me and talk to me about the stupidest things that you think it's so like innocent, but it's like, no, like, you, like, in Spanish it's like, te haces pendejo. Like, you know, you have zero business talking with me. Like, all the times he tells my mom, like, oh, I need to talk to her, I need to talk to her, and I fucking call, and it's just the dumbest fucking thing. Like, you could have literally told my mom, like, you know, did she fucking eat today? I don't know. Like, it's just, you don't need to talk to me to get your point across. So he's sitting there talking to me at the warehouse, and I was just kind of like letting him talk, and eventually I just started walking away. And he's just like, if you don't want to talk to me, it's fine, I get it, but if we're in front of family, like, kind of like, just be cordial, be cool, like, that way it's not weird. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't owe you shit. What makes you think you can stand there and tell me to like be cool in front of people? Like, no, to this fucking day, dude, like, you're fucking stupid. Literally, like, there's no other word. Like, you're fucking stupid. And I won't even say the R word because I don't want to offend people that are like, you know, what is it, like, medically actually like that. Like, this guy's just fucking insane, dude. Like, something's wrong with his fucking head. So I was like, you're fucking stupid. No, I don't know you shit. I was like, if you would just not go up to me and make it awkward, this wouldn't be a fucking situation. And then that was that. So that pissed me off, and I called my sibling and I was just like, you know, you told me that he wouldn't approach me, and here he fucking is. And I told him what happened at dinner, and he's like, well, I didn't even know about dinner. But then he was just like, well, I'm sorry, but like, I can't keep hounding him. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, are you fucking kidding me? You can't keep hounding him? Also, like, fuck me, right? Like, whatever I've been through, like, fuck it, you know? And he just kept saying, no, like, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying, like, I've been trying to help him, and if he can't help himself, then I can't stop you. Because my sibling ultimately knew, like, I was willing to speak out if he didn't back off. So he's just like, if you feel like you need to speak out, then, you know, do it. But he's just like, I don't know what else to do. And that answer still like hurt me, because it's just like, at the end of the day, this shouldn't be a conversation. When someone confides in you about, ew, a spider, sorry. When someone confides in you about something like this happening, none of this should have happened, you guys. Like, me having to fight for a place in the holidays, like, shouldn't be a conversation. Does that make sense? Like, if I felt uncomfortable going to dinner with him present, he should have been uninvited, because he fucked up at the end of the day, and I deserve to be there, you know? And like, that wasn't the situation. And him saying, well, you know, you got to do what you got to do, like, if he doesn't listen. And it's like, this shouldn't be the situation. Like, you had said if he didn't listen, that was disrespectful, and then you would cut him off, and then you would like tell someone else. But no, you took back your words, and it's just like, well, it is what it is. Like, I'm just not going to force anything on you guys anymore. And it's just like, it's so fucking disappointing and hurtful. Like, it's the last thing I expected, but ultimately knew how it would be. Especially because I cherish my siblings so much, but it's just like, it's unfortunate when the love isn't reciprocated. So, that was basically that. And then I think shortly after, like, I moved again. So I moved out from living with my friends. I went on a work trip to Vegas, and then when I came back, I was extremely sick, and I was just, you know, stuck alone in my thoughts, like a fucking disappointment. And that Sunday came by, and I was just kind of like, I can't do this anymore. And the biggest thing in my mind was, I'd be damned if he happens to die from cancer, and then I'm stuck with all these family members or people who don't know the truth, sitting there telling me like, oh, he was a good man, and like, I'm so sorry for your loss, and just, you get what I'm saying? Like, I did not want to have to, basically, I told myself, I'd be damned if he dies and he's still ruining my life, because I don't want to fucking hear from anybody about him and like pour him and nothing. I don't care. So I was just like, no, I can't do that. I can't let him die and ruin my fucking life. And I can't let him like still try and show up places and act like nothing fucking happened. So I made the video, and in short, my sibling ended up calling up my sperm donor and warning him of the video, which was very disappointing, because I was hoping someone else would bring it up to him, and it would just, his face would burn in embarrassment, the fact that someone else called him out. But no, my sibling called him. And within 30 minutes, my parents showed up, and my mom confronted me, and she was just asking, like, what did I post? What did I say? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I did what I did. And she kept pleading for me to remove the video, and I just kept saying no. And I just looked at her straight in the face, and I was like, you disappointed me 10 years ago, and I didn't think you could do it twice. But here you are asking me to remove a video where I'm speaking my truth. Like, I went through this, and you are not, it's one thing for you not to back me up, but it's another for you to sit there and like tell me to hide it, you know? Like, I've been so suicidal, and you would have never fucking known. Because you don't care. You're over there living your life as if nothing fucking happened. And she still kept pleading. She tried putting it on my grandpa's name because he recently passed away. And I just was in disbelief and I was disappointed. And I kept saying, no, no, no. I'm like, if you don't want to talk to me ever again because you're so disappointed, that's okay. Like, I'll take it. Like, it is what it is. Like, that video is not coming down. And she just kept pleading and pleading. And I was genuinely starting to feel bad, And she's like, what is the family gonna say? Like, this and that. And I'm like, what do you mean? Why are you so focused on what the family's gonna say? Like, you've never put this much effort and thought into, like, how the fuck do I feel? But I was like, you know what? Fine. Like, if I remove the video and I, like, kill myself next week, it's your fucking fault. Like, I'm not gonna do this shit anymore. Like, you're not gonna silence me, and, like, I'm not gonna keep doing this again. Like, I'm not. And she just sat there and was just kind of like, what the hell? But I'm like, dude, I'm dead fucking serious. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'll delete the video, but I'm not gonna fucking stay here. And she just stayed quiet. And I tried, putting some perspective into her. I told her, like, if you want to be with him, that's fine. I can accept that, because I have this pity for her that maybe she's traumatized too, whatever it is. So it's just like, I can accept that, but to sit there and try to dismiss my feelings and my trauma, like, I can't take that, and, like, if you don't want to talk to me ever again, that's fine, but, like, I can't keep doing this. And she's like, no, that's not even the case. Like, I don't want to cut you off. Like, it's just, I don't want people to see this. And I was like, instead of focusing on what are people going to say, focus on what are you going to say. I wasn't too pleased with her answer. But literally when she left, like, she left on a good note. And she's just like, well, if you need anything, let me know. And she's also been helping me, like, financially, which I feel like they're helping me because they're trying to buy my love back. And granted, yes, I'm taking it because it's like, it's the least they could do. But I don't know. You can't sit there and tell me, like, you should be grateful, because they failed me in so many fucking ways. And I feel like financially, it's the least they could fucking do. And I was trying to explain this to my sibling, because he was saying, if I really wanted to cut off my sperm donor, why did I still have the car? Why, why didn't I just give it back? And it hurt me, because it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, anyone else that I've told that has zero ties to my sperm donor doesn't have that mindset. They understand what I'm doing, and they're like, get your fucking money. Take advantage of it. Hell yeah. Like, I'm not planning to sit here and do this shit for the rest of my life. Like, I'm just trying to get back on my own feet and, like, figure it out. But for the time being, yeah, I'm gonna keep the goddamn car and, like, take the money that's given. Like, I deserve it. Like, it's the least they could fucking do. Call it toxic if you guys want, or if he wants, but no. It's the least I deserve, especially when I chose to not put him in fucking jail. Or, like, handle this in a way different manner a long time ago. I don't know. I don't even care to ask for your guys' opinion, because everyone has their own views on it. But me personally, I was gonna get what I deserved and was owed my whole fucking lifetime. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, well, so my mom spoke to me. She left, and she literally left, like, on a good note. And then shortly after, my sibling came by. And by then, my in-law, like, obviously found out too. And she was being very supportive. And my brother was being apologetic about not giving me the right support, I guess you would say. But I feel like had I not posted this video, I would have never received that apology, in all honesty. And I don't know, like, I still felt some type of way, like, people can't expect to always give apologies and just be forgiven. Like, actions really do freaking hurt. So I just kind of like sat on it. And then a few days later, unfortunately, like, he decided to tell my other sibling the situation because, again, we haven't talked in 5 years. And he went out of his way to tell him. And I specifically said I didn't want to because I haven't talked to him in 5 years. Like, I felt like there was no need to tell him. I wasn't going to get any benefit from telling him. He personally didn't want me to live under the same roof as him. So it's just like, I did not care to tell him. Like, if we couldn't solve our issue from 5 years ago first, he didn't deserve to know. But my other sibling was just like, well, you already posted it to the world. Like, what does it matter? And it's just like, yeah, he was going to find out like the rest of the world because that's what he is to me. Not family. Family wouldn't just fucking not speak to someone for 5 years over something so stupid. So, obviously, again, I'm disappointed there. And eventually that sibling did reach out. And I didn't reach out for a few days. But eventually when I did respond, I just said, hey, you know what? I wasn't planning on telling you. And I'm just not ready to talk to you. Like, when I'm ready, like, we'll talk. That was that. And then just before Christmas, the Friday before Christmas, I think, yeah, we had an aunt here from Mexico, and I agreed to go have breakfast with her if my sperm donor wasn't there, and it's his sister. So I went with my mother and my sibling, and kind of catching up for a bit, and then eventually she goes into like talking about my sperm donor and his cancer for like 30 minutes, and it's just like, I'm not about to engage in this conversation. So I was just sitting there on my phone, not engaging. And not once did my mother or sibling think to put an end to the conversation. Like, it's just disappointing that yet again, you guys aren't standing up for me, saying like, hey, you know what, let's just not talk about that right now. Or, hey, you know what, she actually went through this. So, like, we're just not going to talk about it. You know, like, no one stood up for me. And it just made me, like, angry all over again. And for Christmas, I hung out with my sibling and my, like, in-laws family. And her family kept asking, you know, like, what did I do for the holidays? Did I see my parents? So where was I at? And it's just like, they don't know where I live, like, which, again, I can't tell you guys until I get out of here. But it's just like, they don't know that I don't talk to my parents like that. And it's just, I hate it. Like, I hate being put in situations where I have to lie or, like, just not be honest. And it sucks. It sucks that, like, I feel like maybe people are just embarrassed to talk about this, but again, it's my reality, and it's more hurtful when I'm being asked about things than people knowing and being sensitive about the things they ask. So it's been rough, but ultimately I'm genuinely doing so much better because I'm just starting to come to terms with the situation. And if people are not going to be there for me and truly back me up, then I don't want them in my life. Like, the one good thing Hispanics say is mejor sola que mal acompañada, and that includes family. And I've been seeing so many more posts about women speaking out about their abusers and stuff. And one had said, like, if family wants to sweep things under the rug, burn the fucking rug. Get rid of the family. Like, this shit's not flying anymore, you guys. Like, the fact that this went on for so long is beyond me. And the fact that, I'm sorry, the fact that, you know, a few of the new people that have found out just still don't understand where I'm coming from is hurtful. And I know it's gonna take time, and maybe when they watch this they're just gonna like feel embarrassed or just angry at the way I feel, but it's like you'll never understand the shit and a half I've been through to get here. So if you feel a little discomfort about my opinion on how you guys are handling this, maybe that's like a you problem. Like, maybe reflect on what your view is on things, because this isn't about you. This is about me and what I've been through, and that there's a right and a wrong, and someone fucked up, and you guys aren't giving me my place because it's embarrassing. So it's very disappointing, but I feel a lot better. I did my cleanse before the new year. I'd done 3 cleanses before I spoke out, but I just felt like because I was holding on to that, I couldn't really cleanse all the energy, bad energy in me. So when I did the 3 cleanses before Christmas, I just felt so much relief, like immense relief. I haven't felt like suicidal thoughts. I haven't felt depressed. And I feel at peace. Like I'm trying to start working my way up. I still have an okay relationship with my mom. I still have to talk to her about that breakfast and how she didn't stand up for me, and like ultimately get her to understand, like, if you can't be there for me 100, which is not putting me in these situations, like, then we're really not gonna have a relationship. And same goes for my sibling. Like, I get it, it's embarrassing, but I'd rather face the embarrassment once with like each individual than be put through uncomfortableness by that same individual for years to come. And people don't see that. So it's unfortunate. But I've been doing better. And I hope this kind of like puts so much into perspective for you guys as far as forcing people into situations that they're not comfortable with, who you're trusting. Like, I know so many families are just so close to so many people, like, in the family, but it's just like you can't trust anybody, unfortunately. If you're not there, you'll never know. So be careful with your kids. And if you're a mom, don't be my mom. It's like, I know she has good in her, but damn, I don't know how else to put it. I don't know. And she's probably gonna find out about this video too and then just give me more shit, but it just is what it is. I live by that saying. I've never been able to change any of the things I've been through, but I take it for what it is and just move on. Continue living life and figuring it all out. And I'm grateful, kind of, because at the end of the day, it made me into the person I am today. I'm so independent and just I find a way all the time. You know, like I don't give up easily. But literally these last 2 years have been putting me through it. And that's fine. It's all teaching me something in the long run. But I'm done being quiet. I'm done being disrespected, dismissed, anything. If you're not on my side, you're in my fucking way. And I'm done. There's no way. No way around this. I'm done. I honestly don't even feel like genuinely angry at this point in time. But I have that strength in me where it's just like, I'm done being disrespected. I don't want to be angry or waste my energy on anything that doesn't serve me any good. And after all of this that I've said, like, let me remind you, I don't wish my sperm donor harm or anything. I haven't heard even much about his cancer. Like, for all I know, he'll live to be fucking 100, unfortunately. But I don't care. At the end of the day, he's supporting my mom. And I want her to, like, live a good life. So he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Just stay out of my life. And we'll be fine. I don't care to press charges. Just stay out of my life. And I'll call it even. But at some point, I thought maybe, face the consequences. That maybe one day I could reconnect with him and, like, figure something out. But honestly, the way he's kind of handled it, no. Literally 2 days later, he was back to living his life like nothing. He was, like, shitting bricks the day the video went up, and then he's been good since then. So, no remorse. I don't care to ever fix anything. I found a second mom and a second dad elsewhere, and they're so loving and so supportive, and I'm fine with that. And I have so many of you always, checking up on me now and just sharing so much love that I've never had. And I can't stress enough how grateful I am for you. It has not been easy at all, but I'm definitely on a road to a better future, and just gotta take it day by day. But I'm so sorry this video is extremely long, and if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. And if any of you, if you know me or not, like, whoever stumbles across this video, if you've ever been essayed and you had the unfortunate luck like mine to be dismissed for many years, reach out to me. I tried, therapy and stuff. That shit's expensive. And at the end of the day, like, all you do is talk, but you're not understood. And that hurts like hell. It's re-traumatizing, as one of the girls that reached out to me said, and I couldn't put it into a better word. But you go through your trauma, and then the aftermath is, like, re-traumatizing times 10. Not having someone, let alone being dismissed for so many years, is re-traumatizing. So if you guys ever just need someone to talk to, reach out to me. Like, literally, I feel like that's my purpose in life now. I just want to help everyone that has ever been in my shoes, because this shit sucks, and being alone fucking hurts. But you're not alone. You have me, and I will find a way to make some type of support group. And I'm working on so many things I want to do to change all of this. I'm done with these conversations being taboo in a Hispanic household, and I know many other cultures as well, like, but I'm done being silent. I hope everyone else is done being silent, because the more we speak up, the more men are going to second guess doing stupid shit. Unfortunately, it's not going to solve the problem. But if we learn to just speak up and call this shit out, I'm just praying, it helps us. It keeps either these men away, or it saves other victims when we speak out. Yeah, there's so much I want to work on, but I'll save that for another video. Thank you again for making it this far. Sorry. I really appreciate you. Hang in there. I know there was so many people that reached out to me, and I know there's a handful of other people that don't have the courage to tell me, you know what, I've been through it too, and that's fine. Like, believe me, I've seen other people post that they've gone through it, and I didn't have the courage then to say I've been through it too. Not until recently. So when that day comes for you, soak it all in, girl, because it's so much better than dying like inside by yourself and not having anyone to talk to or someone who understands you. So I'm here for you, girls, and I pray for all of you, your peace, your happiness, and our futures, because we deserve everything that was taken from us and everything we could never have. So I love you guys, and I will see you next time.